Now, if there's two airlines that I get asked to review more than any other, it's probably Spirit and Frontier. They are two low-cost airlines here in the States and widely regarded over here at least as being two of the worst airlines in the US. Today I'm really running the gauntlet. I'm taking Spirit Airlines from here in Oakland, California, across to Las Vegas, Nevada, the party city, and from there connecting on to Frontier with a flight up to St. Louis, Missouri. I have no idea what to expect, so let's head inside and figure out just what the two worst American airlines are like, and whether they actually are the worst. I don't know, let's go and find out.
First step on today's ultra low-cost trek across America was to drop my bag. Strangely, Spirit charged less to check a bag in than they do for carry-on luggage, in this case $30 versus the $45 they wanted for a carry-on bag.
Hey. Need to drop this, please.
And may I just verify you ready?
Of course, yep, sorry.
You're all set.
Perfect.
You're going to go down? Yeah. That's the kind of thing. Right, you'll be at gateway.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Once I dropped off my bag, I got my dose of radiation and headed to the gate, where this garish monstrosity of a paint scheme was waiting for me. This one was delivered brand new to Spirit in 2011, making it 9 years old when I flew on it. The gate area was busy and they announced that today's flight to the party city was rammed full, probably to be expected to be honest on an evening flight ahead of the weekend.
Photo IDs for passports, go ahead and place those away. Currently boarding zone 1.
Boarding's quite a simple process with just 4 zones.
Hey there, how you doing? Cheers, thank you. Hello there. Hi, I'm good, thanks, how are you? Listen, cheers, thanks a lot.
Vegas, baby.
It was time to go and I made my way down the jet bridge to the neon rocket to see what delights the next 90 minutes had in store for me.
Hey, how you doing?
Good,
Hello. How you like it?
Like you've already recorded?
Yeah.
The first thing I noticed was that the cabin was relatively smart. They have these big front seats that you can pay a bit extra for, but I was doing this properly and headed down to the cheap seats in the back where I'd be wedged in for the flight to Vegas. First impressions were that, well, it was a little bit snug. The seats weren't too bad for a short flight, but the legroom really wasn't that great. There was, however, a decent sized tray table, which is much better than the next flight I did, which you'll see later in the video. I'd just like to say a quick shout out to my awesome supporters on Patreon. In exchange for helping to support the channel, they get free merch, behind the scenes access, early video access and a weekly live chat that I do every week called Thirsty Thursday, where we just have a drink and spend an hour talking about planes or anything really. You can join them at the link that's on screen now from just $5 a month.
I mean, it's a bit tight, but it's not too bad. It's like Ryanair kind of legroom really, and it's only an hour and a half flight or so. So yeah, let's go to Vegas, baby, with Spirit Airlines. Oh, and apparently it's a full flight as well. Yay!
Mobile device during flight, now is the time to set that to airplane mode or have your cellular services turned off. Once again, all carry-on items must be stored in a carry-on completely underneath the seat in front of you.
Before long, the jet bridge was disconnected and we started our pushback.
Federal regulations do require that you complete the metal flap on the buckle for your safety and the safety of everyone.
Aside from a plane full of party-loving holidaymakers, a couple of rows in front was this party-loving dog heading off to the bright lights of Vegas. I did have to laugh at this meme that was sent to me by a follower on Twitter just as we started our pushback.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard our flight out to Los.
We started our taxi and took off in a beautiful sunset to commence our flight east. Our route today took us southeast out of San Francisco towards Fresno, before heading east towards Nevada and down into Las Vegas. Flight time tonight was 1 hour and 6 minutes at a cruising altitude of 33,000 feet. In an age of airlines trying to stop people from drinking too much on planes, Spirit seemed to be going in the opposite direction with a huge range of cocktails and spirits to get you in the vacation mood. The sun went down as we crossed the desert into Las Vegas.
So fast making progress now towards Las Vegas, and it's actually not too bad. The leg room's a bit tight. The crew were quirky, but nice, and friendly, and overall, so far, not too bad at all.
I tried to get a little rest, but it wasn't long before I was woken up by the onboard competition.
Snacks, beverages, and bathroom break. Our first set of miles that we're giving out is 5,000 miles, and that's good for up to 1 round trip. To find out if you're our lucky seat winner, go ahead and flip down your tray table. If you got a yellow and white sticker that says you are our lucky seat winner, go ahead and ring your flight attendant call bell. Alright, looks like you found it. Congratulations, 23 Bravo, that's 23B. You got yourself 5,000 miles.
Before long, the bright lights of Las Vegas appeared on the horizon and we started our descent into Party City.
I'd like to welcome you to the fabulous Las Vegas. Seatbelt sign is still on, so please remain seated with the seatbelt fastened until we have reached the gate and the captain has turned the seatbelt sign off.
Thanks a lot, see you later.
In Las Vegas, you barely step off the plane before you're bombarded with slot machines and flashing lights. Joy.
So here at the casino with aeroplanes, Las Vegas airport. Crazy, look at this, look. It's like gaming machines everywhere. Brilliant. Let's go and get my bag. And then next leg, Spirit weren't too bad, you know. I think the biggest problem with them is all those extra fees. So let's go and get my bag. Frontier, I've heard, are probably a bit worse than Spirit, but we will soon find out. Let's go and find out.
I headed down to the baggage claim and grabbed my bag before trying to find out where on earth I had to go to get my next flight across to St. Louis.
Right, so bag's got... Oh, I've got to find somewhere to go now to my next flight, which apparently is at D-Gates, but I've no idea where D-Gates is because there's not really any signage. It's not really built for connections, Vegas, to be honest. So there's the problem. It's in another terminal, that's why I can't find it. And I've got to take a train to get there. Wow. Oh, okay, let's go.
This train is going to the D-Gate. Please hold on to a post.
For the D-Gates, please check for all personal belongings before leaving the train.
Right, down to the gate for my flight with Frontier. Boarding in a few minutes. There.
I have to say I wasn't really feeling it by this point. I'd heard such terrible things about Frontier, and to be honest, by this point, I wasn't looking forward to stepping on board this next flight in any way whatsoever.
Oh God, why am I doing this? I'll just go home. There was a flight to London leaving about an hour ago with Virgin. Why can't I just be on that?
As the gate area filled up, stressed gate agents started shouting instructions at people, and I just wanted the whole thing to be over.
St. Louis has not started boarding yet. We do get a mandatory security search done.
Did they
As soon
say
as that is
that?
complete, we will get you guys boarded and out of here as quickly as possible.
You're already here. Sorry, they split with the other
One, but they're supposed to go three.
Finally, it was time to get on board and get out of this hell on earth. I headed down the jet bridge to get on board the Frontier A321 that will be taking me to the Midwest.
Morning, hi.
Frontier's seats at the front have extra legroom, but they're still in a 3-3 configuration, just like the rest of the plane. I paid the extra for the hand baggage on Frontier as I had a tight connection in St. Louis and didn't want to risk having to wait around. Frontier's Airbus isn't quite as cramped as Spirit's, and although the seats don't recline, they're set to a pre-reclined pitch which actually makes them pretty comfy. They do have these comically small tray tables though, and well, not a lot else. In fact, they're probably the most basic seat that I've ever seen on a commercial flight.
Oh, it's a little basic, but the legroom's good. Certainly better than Spirit, but the seats are just essentially a metal frame. They're very thin. And look at this tiny tray. Well, this is decent. Boarding's complete and we're ready to go. And I've got an entire row to myself. Sweet.
And C. There is a flight attendant in front of each of your sections. I'm in charge of A. Hi, A. You may move around in A if you want to, but y'all are already separated pretty good. B. There's somebody waving to you. She's in charge of B. You can move around in B. C, y'all are the fullest, and I am so sorry, but we cannot move you forward for weight and balance purposes. That's the only reason why we can't move you around. Weight and balance. You have to have weight and balance for takeoff. Weight and balance for landing. Weight and balance. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need 20 volunteers. 20 volunteers to move forward. You got to do it fast or you don't get to go. So if you want to move forward, I need 20 people to rise now. And move. I only see one. There's two. I'm like, y'all are complaining that you were all sitting together now. I'm giving you an opportunity to move.
This crew are just so funny. It's amazing. Loving it. But look, an entire row to myself.
All right, here's the question and answers portion of your flight for those who are still awake. First question everybody likes us to ask us here at Frontier is if we have Wi-Fi. No fi, but we will give an emotional support high five in the air for any of your withdrawal symptoms. Number 2, do we happen to have pillows and blankets? No. You must cuddle with the one you love, the one you brought, and the one you have permission to touch. Key phrase, permission to touch. Touch somebody without permission on this plane. We have friends in St. Louis that'll give you a new house, 3 hot square meals a day, and a new wardrobe. I hear orange is the new black. Number 3, do we have a place to charge your electronic devices? Now, the only thing we're going to charge on this plane is your debit and credit card for your snacks, your drinks, and your happy hour purchases. That's right, it's always happy hour. On Frontier, we even have a double happy hour. Woo woo! But most of y'all are going to sleep. We're going to watch you sleep. Just saying. All right, everybody sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight.
Cabaret act complete, we started our taxi out to the runway to get out of Vegas. It was interesting to see an RAF tanker parked up that had been in Nevada for a military exercise that was taking place. Our route tonight then took us east out of Vegas to cross Arizona, Utah, Colorado and Kansas before commencing our descent into St. Louis, Missouri. Flight time tonight was 2 hours 47 minutes at a cruising altitude of 39,000 feet.
So airborne from Las Vegas on the Frontier A321, and it's really nice there's nobody else on board. I mean, I'm just laid out flaked flat here on my seat and it's really comfy. Not that you can really see it. But even when you sit up, it's not too bad. The seats are kind of pre-reclined, so for me there's bags of leg room. It's really nice. I'm going to try and get some sleep now ahead of the arrival into St. Louis and see how we go.
I woke up as the sun was starting to rise in the east and we were starting our descent down into St. Louis.
Good morning. I actually managed a little bit of sleep on this flight. I got like a couple of hours at least. Not the most comfortable, but it was a lot better than being set up right anyway. So now we're on our descent down into St. Louis, Missouri.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to St. Louis. Local time is 6:43 a.m. It's been an absolute pleasure watching you sleep this evening or this morning. Please have safe travels home, and St. Louis is your home. Welcome home. If you're here on vacation, be safe and enjoy your day. Thank you for choosing Frontier Airlines.
So then folks, here is the important bit. How much did my little jaunt across the US cost? Well, let's start with Spirit. Their base fare was just $56. The seat reservation cost me $11 and the bag was $30, giving a total price of $97 or 78 quid for a flight of 407 miles. United Airlines from San Francisco to Vegas cost £68 with a carry-on included, making Spirit £10 more expensive than United. Frontier were just $3 more on the base fare for a flight of over 3 times the distance at 1,300 miles. But their fees for extras were extortionate, $31 for the seat reservation and a whopping $42 to take your hand baggage on board, meaning that the seat and the bag cost more than the price of the flight. But even with these expensive extras, the total fare was just $132 or £106. A quick search showed United on the same route was £14 more expensive at £120 with a carry-on, but that does include a change of plane in Denver. It's pretty clear to me that by the time you've paid for a bag and a seat reservation, the low-cost options of Spirit and Frontier aren't that much cheaper than the mainline airlines. But on the other hand, they don't offer any less than the mainline airlines. For instance, you still have to pay for food, just like on the mainlines. I did find the service on board to be perfectly acceptable. The crew were really nice, the seats weren't too uncomfortable even for someone of my height, and on Frontier the seats were positively amazing for their economy.
Thanks very much, see you later, bye-bye.
Fixed recline's a brilliant idea and gives you a lot more room. And most importantly, I travelled 1,700 miles across America for less than 200 quid. So just why do people hate on Spirit and Frontier? I honestly came no closer to finding out on this trip. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Why do you think these airlines have such a bad name?
A big thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video.
Surfshark's a VPN provider. A VPN's a tool that encrypts your connection to the internet, meaning that you're always safe when connecting to public Wi-Fi. When you connect to public Wi-Fi, you could be sharing your data with anyone. When it's turned on, Surfshark encrypts all the data sent via the internet so that no one can see your passwords, private messages, steal your photos, videos or any other sensitive data. As I travel around the world, certain websites are blocked in some countries. Even your favourite YouTuber is blocked in China. Surfshark allows you to access all the same sites that you use at home. Surfshark also allows you to unblock content. Whenever I'm travelling, I like to stay connected to home and carry on watching my favourite TV shows. But sites like BBC iPlayer are blocked outside the UK. Surfshark allows me to connect to a UK server and then appear as if I'm in the UK, meaning I can still watch British TV. Surfshark's available for all of your devices. There's an app for Mac, Windows, iOS, Android and many more. And if you use the link down below with the promo code of Noel Phillips, you get an 83% discount off a membership with Surfshark and an extra month for free.
Well, that was pretty disappointing, to be honest. Not the airlines, they were absolutely amazing. Disappointing that I couldn't really find anything to moan about. Frontier were, well, just incredible. Really, really good. I mean, even if the flight had been busy, I know it was perhaps not the best example to show the amount of space because it was an empty flight and there's probably going to be a lot more people on it normally, but even in the normal seats, if it's busy, you've got loads of leg room there. It's really comfortable. Those semi-reclined seats are pretty comfortable indeed, and it means you don't get people like laying back into your lap or anything. It's really good. So thumbs up for Frontier. And Spirit, again, people told me they were one of the worst airlines in America, but they were just like amazing as well, even though it was a busy flight, it was a bit packed, but not too bad all in all. So here then in St. Louis, Missouri, on this freezing cold morning, but a good morning because I've had a good flight. Let me know what you think to Frontier and Spirit down in the comments below. I mean, is the hate they get warranted? Let me know your thoughts on it, and also let me know what your worst airline is that you've flown on before here in America. I'd love to hear that. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.